Hello everyone, my name is Alan Ruiz and here's the thing. Vienna public transport is really amazing, but everybody hates it. Vienna has now been voted the most livable city on the planet for several years in a row now. And with that comes fantastic public transport. However, the Viennese, they are not happy about that. They love to complain. They even have their own dialect word for it, which is called Sudern. To understand why that is the case, you kind of have to understand the Viennese mindset. You know, the Viennese, not only do they love to complain, but they kind of like have this tradition of complaining. So in a way, it's the way it's always been and the way it's always be, the complaining. This is the one thing that stays with the Viennese. The other thing is that they're kind of wary of their luck. They're cautious of their luck, and they're really afraid to jinx it. So instead of like being happy about what they got, they rather talk badly about it, just in order to avoid avoid jinxing it. Look at that. 2 minutes until the next train arrives. That's way too long. I jinxed it. I should have complained. Now I'm gonna be late. To understand at what level this Sudern or complaining is actually taking place, I have to tell you a story about when I just arrived in Vienna. I was going out to various clubs like this one here with a couple of friends. Those were students, mind you, people that need to save their money, who lived in student dorms. And after clubbing maybe around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., we would always go home. And instead of taking public transport, we would always take a taxi. And I was wondering, like, why is that? Like, why are we taking a taxi instead of just going with the metro, which goes all night, or with the night buses, which are mirroring the tram lines around the city? And I asked, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This really happened. They told me the reason why, instead of just waiting for the metro after the club, we took the taxi, was because the metro or the night buses are only going every quarter hour, like every 50 minutes, or every half an hour. Which, I mean, I'm flabbergasted by that, but I guess if you want to complain in the face of one of the best public transport systems in the world, you kind of have to get creative, don't you? Oh, 4 minutes until the next train comes. Might as well walk. Anyhow, there are actually 3 public transport systems in Vienna. 4 if you count the trains that run through Vienna but are run by the national train company. However, Wiener Linien, which translates to as Vienna Lines, is Vienna's public transport operator or company. And they have 3 systems. The fastest and the best to get around are the metros, which in German are U-bahn. So that's why they are abbreviated with a U. And you have the U1, which is red. You have the U2, which is purple. The U3, which is orange. U4 is green. And the U6, very fittingly brown, because everybody agrees that it stinks and it's disgusting. You now may be asking, hey Alan, what happened to the U5? Well, the U5 is under construction and will be finished sometime in the 2020s. But even now people are kind of like complaining about it probably won't be ready on time, so I can move to a certain part of town. Oh, I'm pretty sure the train stations won't be ready by the time I move in there, and so on. You know, the usual. The next type of public transports in Vienna are the trams. They're supporting basically the whole metro system and get you to places where the metro doesn't have any operating lines. And should you ever come to Vienna, you definitely need to check out the old vintage cars that Wiener Linien is still operating, because they're really a sight to be seen. And lastly, you have the buses, which are basically getting you anywhere where there are no tracks, and during weekend nights they are mirroring the tram lines in support of the trams, so they don't have to operate trams on weekend nights, apparently. All in all, you have a public transport system that will get you anywhere in Vienna within half an hour. Except for Transdanubia, which are the 21st and 22nd district across the river Danube, hence Trans-Danubia. There you might, depending on where you're going, you might need 45 minutes to an hour maybe, but even that is great news because Trans-Danubia is basically like Mordor to Vienna, and imagine Frodo having Vienna public transport. He'd be at Mount Doom within an hour, which would have been great for him, but a boring story, right? Vienna has a rich cultural heritage, and this even extends to the use of escalators around public transport stations. Or maybe there wasn't enough to complain about before escalators came around, I don't know really. However, there are clear-cut rules on how to behave on an escalator. For example, if you're standing still like I'm right now, you have to walk on the right side and stand still on the right side because the left side is the fast lane. This is actually one of the few things that people will call you out for in public in Vienna, is when you're blocking the left lane on an escalator, which annoys people really to no end. But the worst thing, the most annoying thing for Viennese people is when they find out that the person blocking the left lane is actually a local. I've witnessed countless conversations about that. I've seen top 10 lists that cover that topic and even blog posts. So if you ever come to Vienna, just don't be blocking the left lane. Seriously, just don't. Another issue is the metro line U6, which is passing just behind me. It is widely considered to be the worst line of public transport in all of Vienna. Not because it doesn't get you everywhere on time and well, which it does. No, it has more to do with the clientele which supposedly is riding the train. You see, on the metro line U6, the people are thought to be more obnoxious and lowbrow than anywhere else in Vienna. And the trains, the metro line in fact, actually has pet names such as the Orient Express or the Balkan Liner, which is racist and insulting, even to me personally, because I'm from the Balkans and I'm not obnoxious or lowbrow. No, I'm not. But despite all the complaining that we do, Vienna public transport is still one of the best systems I have ever witnessed anywhere in the world. I mean, it beats anything I've ever seen, and look at this. This is a metro station.